people, I bring you good tidings to everyone. Thank you for watching. Today, I don't feel that much vibe just watching our Uncle Dele. Remember, Dele is still incarcerated as we speak. I hope you guys can hear me clear. He's still incarcerated as we speak. This is a case of defamation, which we call like a malignment. And you remember last week how he was taken uh, in a Gestapo-style by Afe Babalola's police, okay, to Ekiti. Remember, Uncle Dele lives in, I call him Uncle, and he's a prophet, not just an activist. Uncle Dele lives in Lagos, and he was transported all the way 6 hours to Ekiti just for libel. Okay, so we are still in that, we're still on the case because they did not grant him bail. They denied him bail. And so Nigerians are speaking up against the ills. And that's why we keep bringing this matter up, So please don't forget. So let me just, I want to play you some video for you to see how this, our justice system, our judiciary, the justice system has been so, it's the deepest rot. Over the years, the years, I've been thinking that, number one, I thought the police was the most corrupt in all these agencies. I thought the police were the most corrupt. And then it went on to INEC. Yakubu. We had Jega before Yakubu. Jega also was corrupt, but Jega was not, he didn't do it with the brazen impunity like Yakubu is doing right now. So I now said, okay, it's not more police that is most corrupt, but it's INEC. But as I speak to you today, sometimes when I speak with my friends, we argue, and I'm like, no, the most corrupt that we know today is the judicial system. The judiciary has been bought over by the highest bidder, and they just do their will. So this is the saddest thing that we can talk about. And this is why Nigeria will never see the light of the day with this same judicial system. We will never see the light of the day. If we talk from here to Kafanchan, we will not see the light of the day. I want to put up some videos for you because Uncle Dele deserves attention. We need to hammer it, okay? Just sit back and watch, and then we talk. And I am going to tell you why the judicial system is the deepest rot right now in Nigeria. Is the reason we are where we are, including all those rotten agencies, but the judiciary is the worst. But just watch this, okay?
Within the judicial system, and it has taken the loss of the judiciary for Nigeria to become the useless place it has more or less become now. For anybody to be a citizen, for a society to have citizens, you must be found on the rule of law. It would mean that both the governed and the governors are equally bound by the law. It must mean that the judiciary is one that deals with people blindfolded. But in a situation where instead of us being ruled by law, even at the most elementary level, we're governed by the will of men, no matter how perfect those men might be, they remain men. And it simply means that for as long as we are ruled by the will of men, we're subject to their whims and caprices. The level of corruption that I witnessed in this case, the brazenness of it, is not suggestive of somebody who is coming to the rodeo for the first time. This is a well-practiced person. This is the norm for these persons. No matter how corrupt a judicial system might be, there are certain precepts and norms. It's like I want to count 1 to 3, and then I'm looking to skip 2. So I just said 1, 3. Where is the 2? So there should be some order, some processes by which you arrive at a particular decision. That is why the court have rules. But when you see the highest judicial body in the country flouting its own rules and acting in a manner that is suggestive of impunity, then you know that something is very abnormal in that situation.
You can use this is Uncle Dele speaking, and he continued to see the it's very heartbreaking when you hear this guy speak. All we know about him before is Uncle Dele, he speaks truth to power. He doesn't have borders, so he keeps something like that. But the details that he's bringing up now from the book, I don't know if you guys have bought it. From the book, you will cry tears. This guy has suffered a lot from the judicial system in Nigeria. And he didn't just wake up to write this book. It took him 11 years to write this book. Okay? So there's something I want to
become so powerful that they don't even care or believe that they are subject to any law. The law does not apply to them. The brazen impunity by which they did what they did made it impossible for maybe somebody else might have been able to find peace and walk away and be telling the story when they sit amongst their friends and they are sharing beer and cognac. But I'm not interested in beer parlor talk.
So I was watching Aisha's program. I think it was yesterday or this morning, and there was this Northerner who also spoke truth to power. I don't know. We are also waiting for Babalola to go and arrest him too in a Gestapo style that he has maligned him. So people don't say what they don't know. They only say what is evident, right? So watch this one. Then we wrap up quickly.
Asking, when is this man going to be arrested? When
is he going to be arrested?
Do something
just like Dele.
About this man who has mentioned his name and also, talked about how he was. Well, let's just listen to the man.
Even the one you talk about, our crude oil in the facilities abroad, during Buhari's administration, I'm aware 2 teams were sent to China. They came back and confirmed that we have crude oil there. Later, NNPC hired Afi Babalola to go on television, advertise on the papers that the whistleblower is a liar, that nothing like that happened.
So, my people, are you also going to, that guy now, who just spoke truth now, are you going to also, I'm asking Babalola, are you going to also arrest him in the same Gestapo style? They hired you, NNPC hired you, and you covered all that loopholes for them. The ills is too much. The judicial system have really, they have, put Nigeria in this quagmire where we are now, where we find ourselves. This is not right. This is not right. I listened to Uncle Dele, Prophet Dele, how much suffering. I just want you to, come with me and, feel. Because when you think it's not happening to me, an injustice, remember, an injustice done to one is injustice done to all. An injustice to one is an injustice done to everybody. So when you say, oh, it's not my pain, it's not my problem, it's not my, Nigeria has not happened to you. Pray Nigeria doesn't happen to you. And when it does, then you feel what Uncle Dele is feeling right now. He's been incarcerated, denied bail, just for malignment. They alleged. It's still an allegation until proven otherwise. So if you say somebody committed a libel against you, you go through the court, you go through that route. I praise what's his name, the Falana, for not using their power to though that there was still some intimidation, but they didn't go through this route. They went to court. This is the normal way to do it. Even if the judicial system is corrupt, you still have to go through the courts because we have our constitutions and we have to do as the constitution, not as the man has described, but as the constitution prescribes. So I don't know why this is happening to Uncle Dele. I don't know why they have refused to deny him bail, to just make sure that they keep him incarcerated for a long time. So I need you to watch this with me.
Challenges and attacks that I've experienced in my life to bring my persecution by the system to the public space. Never. I have dealt with the numerous challenges and attacks that I've experienced in my life from the system and operatives of the system without coming to the public to talk about them, because I believe they are private to me, and as a citizen, quote and unquote, we will continue to test the boundaries of the law to find solutions to these problems and challenges. For 6 years, I was dragged through the courts. I was sentenced effectively to a term of life imprisonment unless I paid the sums of about, I think, 214 million naira. The EFCC was pressed into evil agency. For 6 years, I was taken through court systems. It took the Court of Appeal to free me. You can look up the case. Deliver to me versus the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I never came to the public space to talk about it. I took it. I never once came to you to tell you what I was dealing with. 6 years. It took the Court of Appeal, Lagos Division, to free me in a 2-1 majority decision, something that should never ever have proceeded to any court. I suffered the betrayal of one of the gods of men in this town, left wounded, grievously wounded on the battlefield. I never once came to this place to talk about it, and I still would not. In 2021, a traditional ruler in this town sat at the head of a plot to murder me. I submitted petitions to the Commissioner of Police at the time, Akim Udumosu, and I did submit one to the State Security Services, Shangisha. Nothing came of it, in spite of the fact that names were given, specific location was provided. Nothing came out of it. The only reason I spoke about it in public was so that you would all be aware if anything had happened to me at the time, and even now, of the persons who are involved or who are involved in that plot. The same people trying to kill me at the time sit today in the seat of the presidency. I never came to the public to talk to you about it, and my reasons are very simple. You don't do what I do without being prepared to die whenever death comes. And I died a long time ago. Nobody is about to start scaring me with death. Let's be clear about that. So, I never bothered coming to you to talk about it. I operated a waste management franchise in this town. I did not owe Loma a dime. I paid my franchise fees faithfully. It took Loma a single letter querying me to cancel my franchise. I never came to the public space to talk about it. I'm in court. On Monday, I received a summons from the police because a thin-skinned member of the Nigerian ruining crash is offended by my words. I wasn't going to talk about that either. I was going to deal with it as I was already dealing with it. But yesterday, I got information that yet another principality is determined to use the powers of the Nigerian state and the Nigerian police, suborn their powers in pursuit of me. Let me be clear. If anybody should arrest me, let nobody beg for my freedom. Demand that they should take me to the court. Maybe they are the ones who are always saying go to court. I've always used the court as my instrument of battle. Even as much as I have continuously assailed that judiciary as an institution, it still remains the judiciary, and I will use it. But let nobody presume to plead with anybody on my behalf. I have lived my life up till this point, waiting for the consummation of this crystallization between myself and the system. I am here. I'm going to know. If anybody's going to run, now I go run. No, they run from honor.
I just can't hold back my tears. This is too much. Excuse me. This is too much. Dele has suffered so much in the hands of the judicial system, Nigerian judicial system. See, they cough now because of Uncle. Oh my water. I can't hold back my tears. See, he's just talking about his ordeal. Oh, he's talking about his ordeal. Thank you, guys. I have to drink some water. He's talking about his ordeal. So painful. If Nigeria happens to you, oh my God. So when I opened this show just now, I said I would tell you why I now finally came to the point to how I arrived at this final answer that the judicial system is the deepest rot in Nigeria, because they are the ones that give the law, that give the rules. They are the custodian of laws, but they are the one desecrating these laws. Babalola, Afe Babalola, which we were supposed to see as, another statesman, a son, like I call them, senior advocates of nonsense, because they have really desecrated what they're supposed to hold dear, has really, he's gone overboard to dehumanize our uncle. It's not because he's Uncle Dele. It can be any Nigerian. It could be me. It could be you watching me right now, and you again thinking, "Waiting consigner for inside." No, it concerned me because I am human first, and I'm a Nigerian, and this is he's just taking his, he's infringing on his human rights. He's supposed to have freedom to speak. He's supposed to have freedom to, you allege a case against me. I'm supposed to be free to talk about it. It's not a criminal case. So why are they treating it as criminal cases? So this is why I told you just now that the judicial system, the people who are supposed to be custodians of law, are the ones desecrating the laws. One thing that Tinubu's administration has done, a very good thing that Tinubu's administration has done, I'll tell you today, maybe you won't agree with me, is exposing all the hidden evil in these men. Tinubu administration has been able to expose the tribal bigots. He has been able to expose the ethnic bigots. He's been able to expose all those misogynists. He's been able to expose the ills, so many. If not for Tinubu, we won't know that our other uncle, who we revere so much, the Nobel laureate, we won't know that he's corrupt because of what? If not for Tinubu, so many names that I don't even want to name now, we won't know. But Tinubu's administration has exposed all of them. So now we now know, okay, now so you be. We don't know before. Now so you be. So this is Babalola, who is being revered by so many. Even in King's College in London, he has donated 10 million pounds, not dollars, 10 million pounds to what? To what effect? To human rights, to champion human rights, to make sure that people are not being, spat on. People know their right. People are able to keep their human rights and, uphold, champion human rights. And he came home, and he's the same person arresting in a Gestapo-style and treating, denying bail, telling the court what to do. So this is a big problem. When we humans begin to change our constitution, change the constitution to suit our needs, it becomes a problem. The constitution is supposed to be a blind, you see that blind lady holding two, just to equilibrium. That's supposed to be the constitution. You don't see anybody. You don't know how I look. You don't know if I have effect in the community or the society. You just deliver judgment. But the Nigerian constitution is being bent always. They don't even open the book anymore. They bend it always to suit the needs of the high, the corrupt, and the mighty. Why the poor man who is supposed to have the last hope in the judicial system dies at home with his last hope because he will not get it. So the judicial system in Nigeria is the reason that we are in this shit. Pardon my French. In 2023, there was a presidential election, and that's, Tinubu never won that election. You and I know that. You know now. I beg, don't ask me. So Tinubu did not win that election, but at the end of the day, all the information that Obi brought and all the other parties, all the evidences that was brought before the court, what did they do to it? They swept it under the carpet. In fact, they dismissed it and they used technicalities. So these days now, what they now do, because they don't want to be held liable, they go on and use technicalities. The court system is a corrupt system. The judiciary is the reason we are in this mess. Yes, we know that the police, INEC, and all those agencies are part of the corruption because it takes a whole lot. It's a conglomerate of all these names I have named here. It takes a whole lot for them to be corrupt. It takes a whole lot for the corruption to, manifest. But at the end of it all, the judiciary is at the apex. At the apex. And what do? They just hit their gavel on a corrupt judgment. So this is why we have what we have right now. The judiciary is the reason that Tinubu is still sitting there, because they made him sit there. Judiciary is the reason that somebody like what is his name? Hope Uzodinma, who came as number 4, now is the governor of Imo State. This is the second term. The judiciary is the reason why Akpabio, who never, ever participated in an election, was named to be your Senate president. Now my mouth you for the year. Judiciary is the reason. The judiciary again is at a Edo election right now, though the decision has not been reached. But do you have faith in them? We don't know. They use technicalities. We want to see how the coming weeks and months is going to be like. But we are sending messages to our judicial system. This is wrong. Afe Babalola has a persona that is different in Nigeria. In London, he is a custodian of law. In London, he seems to be the very good guy. In London, he's championing human rights and everything that has to do with it. But back home, he's the same person, piercing, using his what do you call it? All kinds of instruments, dagger, anything where he gets to destroy waiting is supposed to uphold. This is just a case of malignment. So I'm just going all around telling you what the judicial system, how much rot. Police don't do it, Police don't dey rotten. Okay, they connive with INEC and they do so many things that are not supposed to be done. If a common man have any kind of hope in the judicial system, it would have been better. But after these people rig the election, do whatever they want to do, they tell you to go to court because they know that the court has been bought by the highest bidder, has been paid by the highest bidder. So you go to court, you don't get justice. This is what we have in Nigeria right now. So if the judiciary was good enough, my brothers and sisters, all these policemen who go over and above to make sure they do ills to you, and INEC, somebody like Yakubu, who has no iota of integrity in him, they would have sat up well. They would have done their job well, because they know that even if they do something wrong right now, when you go to court, you're going to get justice. They would not even have time to. If you tell them, say, "Oh God, beg me change something," because there's no need. Because if you reach court, then go change them. Court will do the right thing. But these guys know that judiciary has been bought. So when they do you that ill, if you go to court, nothing will come out of it. So they continue to do it. So today we are just saying this is wrong. Our country will not know peace. Our country will not move forward because of the rot in the judicial system, in the justice system in Nigeria. Our country will never ever know peace, and nothing will come right. So we are just suffering now because of all these guys. It's not as if we don't know how to do it well. It's not as if we are allergic to doing it well. We just don't want to do it well because they are doing the bidding of the high, the mighty, and the corrupt. Who would ever think that by now Tinubu will be sitting there with all the plethora of crimes on his hand? Who would think? Who would think that Tinubu can ever be a president with all the crimes? Who would think? No one. But the judicial system gave him a pass. So this is why we are where we are now. So in my conclusion, my brothers and sisters, Dele is suffering right now. He has been incarcerated and he's not supposed to be, because this is not right. Somebody committed this is when you say malignment, okay, libel, defamation of character. Okay, so what are you supposed to do? You go to court and you wait for court dates. He's not supposed to languish in jail. No. He's not supposed to. He didn't commit any criminal offense. This is a civil case. He should be treated as such. So we need to speak up. If you are in your house, you haven't spoken about Dele, you haven't said anything, please write it out. #free Dele now. And I also hear that Yele Showore is organizing a Take It Back movement, Free Dele movement now on the 10th of December, which is Tuesday. Tuesday is the court date. On the 10th of December, please, you guys should be interested. This is Nigeria. If you say it's not your business, it's not my business, Nigeria is going to just collapse on you, or you continue to be a second-class citizen in your own country. You'll be a second-class citizen. So I urge you guys, please, let's stand for what is right. Edo election is starting on Monday. The petition tribunal is starting on Monday. The pre-hearing begins. And like we said before, we don't want to jump. We don't want to jump ahead of, ahead of the judgment. But do you have any hope? I don't know. We hope that they do the right thing. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I want you to share this clip for me. Help me share so that it can get to as many ears and eyes that can, reckon with good things. We need to change these ills. We need to change these ills in our country. We can't continue like this. One thing that I'm sure of, this cannot be sustained. You see how it has eaten us so deep. If we continue this way, I don't think we'll get anywhere. 50 years, 100 years, 500 years, we're going to sit here and lament forever. Our children's children, they are coming to see this video. And this is my great-grandma. So she has started complaining in the year Boza. And they are still complaining, So please, let us all stand together and fight our common enemy, which is what? The judicial system. The government is our common enemy. The politicians, the elites. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Thank you for listening. Thank you.